I'm gonna talk about 4 of the most viral meme stocks in today's market. I'm gonna look at their valuation and tell you whether I think it is crazy or not crazy. I've gotta, of course, lead off with the meme stock of all meme stocks, GameStop. GameStop, for those who may not know, is a brick and mortar retailer of new and used video games. In January of 2021, it spiked up to a $50 billion valuation when retail investors put a short squeeze on a firm called Melvin Capital, who was shorting the stock at the time. It was a wild thing that happened. They made a movie about it. Great. That should have been the end of the story, but it's not. Because GameStop today still has a market cap of $10 billion. And let me just put that in perspective. If you actually had $10 billion, you could put that into US Treasuries earning 4%, and you would get $400 million a year of interest income. That's option one. Your second option is you could put that into GameStop and you would earn 40 million, which is GameStop's net income over the last 12 months. And that net income is declining precipitously. So not only is it 90% less than you would get in treasuries, but it's falling 31% quarter over quarter. Why is it falling by 31% over quarter? Because let me remind you, this is a brick and mortar retailer of new and used video games. And last time I checked, you can download video games. Roaring Kitty from the internet chat rooms may own this stock, but the valuation is absolutely crazy. Second is AMC. So AMC operates movie theaters, also went crazy in 2021. And once again, not the end of the story. AMC still has a market cap of $2 billion and $8 billion of debt, giving the company a total enterprise value of $10 billion. This stock spiked 80% on a single day in May when Roaring Kitty from the online chat rooms announced that he had taken a position. AMC is losing $400 million a year, has $8 billion of debt. Unless Roaring Kitty is gonna pay off AMC's $8 billion of debt, and I'm going with crazy on this one too. Next up is NVIDIA. And unless you've been living under a rock for the last 2 years, NVIDIA makes chips that power gaming, data centers, and most importantly, AI. NVIDIA has a market cap of $2.9 trillion and has roughly $100 billion of revenue, giving it a price to revenue of 30 times, which is astronomical. However, NVIDIA has a few things going for it. It has net income margins of 56%, which is just absolutely outrageous. So most of that $100 billion of revenue actually drops to the bottom line. And number two is the demand for NVIDIA's chips is nearly insatiable. They grew over 100% last year, and this year they're on track to grow 60 to 70%. So I can't believe I'm actually gonna say this, but NVIDIA's valuation today of 2.9 trillion is actually not crazy. Next up is Rivian. So Rivian is an electric car maker that many think is gonna be the quote next Tesla. So it has a market cap of 13 billion relative to Tesla's 700 billion. So that's what many investors are thinking, is that they have a lot of upside in this stock. Rivian also has really mixed reviews. Consumers love owning the car, but Consumer Reports ranked it one of the worst performing cars that they reviewed in 2024. So this one's a hard one for me because there's certainly, you could see the picture of the upside, but it's just hard for me to see them getting to break even when their revenue has flattened out. They've actually had declining revenue for each of the last 3 quarters. Declining revenue, they're losing $5.5 billion a year, which is $33,000 on every car that they're selling. Electric vehicle demand is flatlining. They have $5 billion of debt. I'm gonna have to go with crazy on this one. Let me know what you think, and if there's other stocks you want me to talk about, put them in the comments.